there could be a possibility that it could be under GPRS, although on our set of GPRS data, not reflect as a call.
Okay.
And I just avoided to object just before this witness can have explanation, which is a speculation.
Are you speculating, ma'am?
Yes.
On my set of data, no.
No, the question was, can she please give a possible explanation with regard to the differences between the two tables, particularly with regard to the call that is making the call to the first one, I mean the call to the other one, that is that number ending the 202 making a call to the number ending with 358. Why is that information that is contained in Mr. Stein'S affidavit not the same information that is contained in her affidavit? Then the state says to her, can she please then come up with a possible explanation? Then I'm saying to the court has said that we should wait for the witness to finish their answer before we can object.
Yes.
But I am saying that this state is calling the witness to come up with a conjecture, which is a speculation, which is not based on facts. And this witness says, insofar as my data is concerned, I am not speculating. We have to hear about the data relating to state.
The way I understand the state, Mr.
Mr. Sibande,
Are you not saying you request an explanation, if there is any?
That's correct.
Are you respecting a conjecture, guesswork?
No.
Please.
My Lord, she said a possible explanation,
That's it, yeah, fine.
which is not based on facts. That's a conjecture. It's a speculation, a possibility.
Ma'am,
This is not rocket science.
can we hear from you? A conjecture and speculation and explanation, is there a difference?
Don't know English.
You
Your
don't know.
spirit is half naked.
You hesitate, Span, and I hesitate. If you hesitate, I go back.
We all once hesitate.
I mean, this is extremely, extremely alarming and concerning that Judge Ratha would turn to the witness and ask the witness, can we hear from you? A conjecture, a speculation, or an explanation. Is there a difference? Where is that man who got Rose to get 3 dictionaries? Where is that man? Where is he? So only when it comes to Ngome Zulu is he fully capable of defining everything himself. But no, he must turn to a Vodacom University graduate and ask her for her opinion on the different definitions of each. Last week it was the Oxford Dictionary, but this week the Vodafone University is good enough. By the way, I saw your comments, okay? I saw your comments about the Vodafone University. For those that don't know, Vodafone University is just a company training department. Okay, that's the best way I can describe it. It's a training department where they get certifications within the company. That certification is not valid outside of Vodacom, unless Vodacom is like the top of the top, creme de la creme, okay? And then the other companies like Celsius are like, oh my God, you're Vodacom certified? Absolutely, they're the standard. But it's not like UCT or, it's not an institution. It's not a building, because I saw some people asking, where is it? I saw another comment that said, wait a minute, how much did I pay at UCT? And Vodacom can take care of all this from within. So yeah, I saw the chat, but I digress, guys. This is just shocking to me that this interaction just happened. And that's the thing with Ratha. He forgets and he thinks we forget. We don't forget. Okay, the internet does not forget. We are here to remind you. Last week you were having a fit over the word colluded, and now it's conjecture, and you are asking Pinky to define it. Wow. This is 50 years of experience, guys.
Ma'am,
This is not rocket science.
can we hear from you? a conjecture and speculation and explanation. Is there a difference?
Yes,
Hello?
to an extent, my lord. But I will, however, mention the fact that, as I've indicated at the beginning, before testifying on this data, that I can only speak for what I have on my data.
Right.
I cannot speak for somebody else's data.
Yes, Mr. Subali.
Yes, my lord. The witness before court is also an expert.
Hello?
The witness before court, she's also an expert. She can also give an opinion. And
Well,
that's
she
what
says
she's doing at the
she's
moment.
not prepared. Are you prepared to do so or not?
I will make a statement once again that I am not confirming Colonel
Colonel Stein'S affidavit.
data. Yes.
Yeah.
I am not confirming it. But when asked of what the difference was, this could be a possibility that it could appear on the GPRS data. But with that said, I've also said that on our set of GPRS data,
Doesn't appear.
it doesn't appear as a call. You
Right.
cannot differentiate between a call or a message under the GPRS data because it's internet usage.
Yeah. But the call exists. Are you with me?
Yes,
Are you with me?
I'm with you.
When I say, but the fact is that call, the number called, which you cannot speculate whether it's incoming or outgoing or whatever, it exists.
I cannot confirm that this call
Exists.
exists.
Okay, fine.
Now, this is why Pinky was granted, she wasn't granted permanent residency into our family. She was granted a visa, okay? She was granted a visitor's visa because, well played, Pinky. Pinky said, you're not going to drag me down like that. I've testified at 30 other cases. I know how this game is played. I did not say that. Ratha tried to put the words in her mouth and for her to say yes, because that's what the Buthelezi have been doing. That's what Horse has been doing. That's what they all did. Pinky said, I'm Vodacom certified, okay? I have a job to go back to. And she said, I cannot confirm that this call exists. Oh my God. I would have loved to see Baloyi's face in that moment. Wow, Pinky. And if there's one thing I know about Ngome Zulu, he's going to pick it up right where she left off and clarify it. It's like that goal with the Orlando Pirates, okay? Where it looked like it wasn't going to make it. Where Zungu thought, I've got this, hands on the back. And the 2000 said, I'm a sneak it right past you. You're not going to see what hit you. So, wow, okay. That video lives rent-free in my mind, how that cold kick went in. But I digress. Let's go back to Pinky and why she's a friend of the channel. She's a friend of the channel for now. Okay, we're still assessing her. We'll see how she'll do with the defense. Well played. And let's not forget to give Mnisi his flowers for standing his ground. And it sounds like this was Ngumalo's play, but Ngumalo's like, man, I don't have the experience to go after Mr. 50 years. I'm just trying to make it to the end of the year. I cannot stand up to that man. Mnisi said, say no more. I'm going to take one for the team. Ngome Zulu is already out for the count. Mnisi said, I will do it. Because you know what? Mnisi can handle Ratha. If there's one thing Mnisi can do, he can handle him. Ngome Zulu is kind of team Pumasilwe. That's who Ngome Zulu is. Ngome Zulu is, I do not care. Okay, that's my analysis so far. Let's get back. I don't want to make this video too long.
Can you further explain a call on GPRS stream? You can do that by way of giving an example so that you can understand.
Okay, as I've indicated and said a few minutes ago, under the GPRS stream, it's all the internet-related activities. That is whether you surf the net or use WhatsApp to make a call. Back in the day, it used to be BBM. That would all fall under GPRS. But then again, I reiterate, you cannot differentiate under the GPRS stream whether it is a message, whether you were streaming, or whether you have made a call. All it shows us is the usage of that transaction.
I also did notice this in the comment section below. Let me read this comment to you. This comment came in early on one of my videos, but I didn't respond yet because I wasn't here. I wasn't at this point yet. So let me read it now. The WhatsApp call and BBM issue the state is trying to raise, yet no BlackBerry was taken from the accused. And WhatsApp calls is a 2015 thing. Bearing that I don't recall BBM having calls. Oh, that I don't recall BBM having calls. One of the commenters responds and says, but the fact is nowadays you can use the internet with the SIM in the device, but not with data, because data needs a particular service provider. That is correct. So another point I wanted to bring back, if we go back to 2015, 2014 era, iPhone was first in the game. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I remember having an iPhone specifically so that we could have the group chat way before you could have the WhatsApp group chat. We were doing FaceTime. So we were doing FaceTime, but I'm not sure as well if Facebook calls were a thing then. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I think that I might be scoring a goal for Baloyi here because nobody seems to have mentioned it. That was a FaceTime call. Could have been a FaceTime call. It could have been a FaceTime call specifically because in 2014, I'm almost certain. I'm very certain because I remember my siblings forcing me to get an iPhone so that we could have this group chat, and I just didn't want to do it. Okay, but they forced me to get an iPhone, and I've been stuck in iPhone land ever since. Okay, story up for another day. But let's get back to Swanda because I wanted to bring up that iPhone issue. But so when you're on the internet, they cannot tell what you're doing. They cannot tell what you're doing. They cannot tell what you're doing. I'm not tipping any criminals, but I digress.
Yeah, from my understanding. But there is an intercommunication or a transaction between two numbers.
Yes.
Otherwise, I must go and study mathematics again. So that number can't interact alone. It interacts with another number. But you are not able to determine whether it is a GPS or whatever.
Yes, we cannot establish what the activity is.
But the activity concerns two numbers.
Yes.
You also mentioned WhatsApp call as well as BBM call. Can you also explain what that is and what does it entail?
So when I mentioned BBM, that was back in the day during this period. You would need to have a BlackBerry handset. We've moved with technology, we have smartphones now. If you needed to use the BBM, you needed to download the BBM app. When you surf the internet, it would then show blackberry.net under the APN. If we talk about WhatsApp, it's a more modern technology, also an application that needs to be downloaded. Possibly on the APN, you would then find vodacom.co.za. As we've said earlier, the APN is the access point network. You have to connect to a server to get this. And that's the difference with technology of BBM those days and WhatsApp nowadays.
Can you find a BBM call on the section 205?
We would not be able to identify a BBM call because it would have been under the GPRS stream.
Before I leave this point, you also made mention of the fact that if it's a call on BBM, it will also make mention of blackberry.net.
Yes.
Ask my colleague to speak aloud. I'm struggling to hear him. Thank you.
You made mention that if it's a call over BBM, it will show blackberry.net or vodacomlive.com. if you go back now to the data or the GRS, to make sure I get GPRS stream.
Yes.
Of the number ending with 4358.
Maybe the statement, Madam, assist us with the page number on which they are.
Okay.
And what exhibit?
We're still on exhibit JJJ1. I'm on page 1654.
I am on page 1654, and if we look at the GPRS stream, and we are on number ending 4358, under the APN column, you will find blackberry.net.
So that's what you meant with BBM calls.
Not necessarily BBM calls, but every transaction relating to BBM.
There's something else that I need clarification on. On page 4633, on the GPRS stream, APN.
APN is LT. Sorry, it's light Vodacom.za. It's actually LTE, but I will make sure. LTE Vodacom ZA.
Thank you. Now let us move back to the addendum.
That too?
The addendum.
Oh,
The
that's
statement, yes. The number ending with 0436 as well as the number ending with 4358 9551 2498.
Yes.
Yes. Do those numbers that I mentioned after 2100 on the 26th of October 2014 pick up locations at clinics? Exposures.
Yes.
You also mention, I know you have done this, for the sake of the record, mention individually, just give a general time after 2100. This was the time and location that it picked up after 2100.
There were random times after 2100.
Yes, that's right.
I would say from about 2100 hours right until maybe 2300 hours or leading into midnight, that these towers were picked up.
Okay, just explain to the court, how does the tower fit into the device, the information?
Okay, so in terms of having a cell phone, the first thing you do is when you purchase a SIM card and a phone.
Maybe before this witness proceeds here, I'm struggling to find out on the number that ends with 4358, the date on which that number goes beyond 21 hours. I don't know what page is that. That number that ends with 4358, that goes beyond 21 hours. Maybe the state can assist me with that.
You can tell at this point, Judge Ratha is done with Mnisi. Okay, he is done because that information was given. Information was given by the state already. Where has Mnisi been? Okay, but Let's go back.
But this witness was asked about 4 numbers. Is that not so? Mr. Mnisi, this witness was asked about 4 numbers, which proliferate the hours between 2100 hours, as she says, to up to about midnight on the 26th.
Excuse me, my lord.
I say this witness was asked about 4 numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. So you only want 1 number, you don't want the 4.
No, I can tell you, I'm struggling from the voluminous documents to find out specifically the time that goes beyond 21 hours in respect of the number that ends with 4358. Net. Yes. I
Yeah,
want
that's why-
that specific
that's
date
why I
where
say
you can
it-
see that this number 4 that ends with 4358 goes beyond 21 hours. I'm not saying all the numbers, the specific number that I'm referring to.
Yeah, fine.
Yes, so that's why I'm requesting the state to assist me to follow him. Thank you.
Can you go to page 1650? 140751.
1407
51.
to
2332 at the bottom of the page.
It shows undefined that the cell phone was on voicemail during this period.
but the fact is it was active during that time.
Yes.
Yeah, mention the period.
Yes,
During
it
which it
was,
was
it was
active.
active during that period,
Yes, give us the-
although a tower could not be
That's it. So
identified.
give us the number when it was active, the time rather.
It was active from 1407
1407,
51 from the 26th
26.
of October.
Yeah.
It was on CF from that period right until,
Meaning undefined.
yes, I'm going to the last activity of when it was on voicemail.
Yes.
It goes on to page
Okay.
1654
Huh?
until 27th October,
Yes.
2152, that it was on voicemail,
Right.
although a tower could not be identified.
Okay.
Before we move to a new exhibit, let's clarify the following. Are you familiar with the downloading process that was undertaken by Colonel Stein?
No.
Can you please question again?
Is she familiar with the downloading process that was done by Colonel Stein of a handset?
No.
Question, my lord. Why the state is always inviting these hearsay questions, my lord? Because Stein never worked with the current witness who is on the witness box. The questions are irrelevant, my lord.
I don't know about that. Are you talking, sir? Right. Are you talking about the method?
Indeed so, my lord.
You're not talking about.
The analysis.
That's it. You're talking the method
The
utilized.
method, yes.
It's like saying a motor vehicle, when it is on, it's an automatic vehicle. You push the clutch and then you start it. Is that the method?
Method.
Okay, he's talking about the method.
But it's not the method.
Well, he's saying that. I'm not
It's
saying
not
that.
the method. He's saying, do you know which device the Colonel Stein used?
Device. He talked about the method.
But my lord, over and above that,
No, no,
this
hey,
is
like,
what-
why do you argue about useless things like this?
No, this is not useless. Over and above that, the state tried to siphon evidence or testimony from the witness. This witness specifically told this court that I cannot comment on the work that was prepared by Mr. Stein.
Okay, fine.
So why then does the state have to keep on trying to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig on something that this witness has already told this court that he can't comment on?
Okay, let's go on. Yes, sir.
Elizabeth, please, my lord.
Hello?
Do I respond or must I?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
My lord, I just wanted to invite a comment from the witness, but if my colleagues...
They say you are digging. You are digging up.
No. It's
You
a
are
concept,
cooking, in
my
other words.
lord.
You are cooking evidence.
No objection, my lord. Nobody says cooking.
Oinki course and you're putting in salt and pepper.
In the best terminology of that you can use, my lord, you rather use trumped.
You what?
Or the word trump, which means evidence that has been made up, not really cooking. At least we have graduated to that level, my lord.
Is that so?
To speak, yes. But the essence of it is that this witness gave an umbrella answer that she can't comment on
We are
something
fine,
that
fine.
was done by Stein.
You're withdrawing that question, are you, sir? The state.
No, my lord.
What is your question? So that everybody can understand it.
I mean, it's a concept. I wanted to understand
The concept of doing what?
the downloading concept as well as the section 205. If she knows the process that the police use to download the information on a device.
Now, if she says she doesn't know.
Thank you. Thank you, my lord.
I truly cannot believe the lack of professionalism of Judge Ratha. He is still holding a grudge on Ngomezulu from last week, where he refused for Ngomezulu to address the comments and apologize or give him a platform to at least address. But today he brings it back up in the middle of Mnisi's objection and says, yeah, because then you'll say they're cooking evidence and adding salt and pepper. And Mnisi said, nah. I never said that. I never said that. Why are you saying that? I never said that. And then Mshololo objects, and then she goes on to say, no, the state keeps on asking questions about Stein when this witness never worked with Stein. And she's made it very clear she cannot comment to that effect. But here goes Spanda. He tries one more time, and then Judge Ratha finally makes a ruling and she says she doesn't know. And Mshololo says, thank you, my lord. But what I want to highlight about that is Judge Ratha was really trying hard to stimulate Ngomezulu to stand up and respond. And Ngomezulu said, I am not saying a word. Okay, Ngomezulu said, I'm going to mind my business. I just want to get through this case in peace. This man is trying to call me out and he's trying to fetch me, but I do not want to be fetched. The day has gone by and I haven't said a word. This man is trying to get me. We're not going back down to what happened last week, so I am going to keep quiet until he calls me by name and addresses me. And for that, I still have a lot of respect for Ngomezulu, that he was very above board to ignore that trigger that Judge Ratha was doing. Judge Ratha was trying the pumasilwe. Oh my God, the embarrassment. And the judge sighing with irritation when Mnisi objected. I say, wow. Wow. But that's it from us today. Let me end it right here. So this is not a long video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to forward this video to 3 people that you last chatted with on WhatsApp, because we know WhatsApp is a thing and can be detected what you were doing. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you where? I'll catch you on our next upload. If you've made it this far, you already know you're part of the VIP gang. Drop a hello in the comment section, because when you don't comment, I don't know that you were here. Thanks for watching.